Kevin Huck. This is my mock of a space station. The outside, if you look at it, it's a rotating space station, micro scale. You have the docking ports on and everything. Then I have 8 levels that you can open up each door, look and see what's inside, and just enjoy it.
The crazy thing with this build is not only do you have all these interiors, but the whole thing rotates as well, right?
Right, so you have to close the door, lock it in place, and then you just can turn it to the next one. And what I like is I got a picture on the outside so you can have a clue what's in the next section.
Perfect. Well, let's start here and maybe work our way through the rooms then.
Okay. So obviously you got to have your food in space. So, the cat got in, got to keep the rats down. So.
I love the great use of all those leaf pieces and kind of like water or light systems up there.
Thank you.
Very cool. So, of course, the food, like you said, very important.
Then, got to have entertainment in space. So, the game room. Got to watch out for the poker game going on in the back. It gets a little violent sometimes.
What else is happening in there?
So we got a person is just reading their book in the back. Someone's playing some chess. You got the pool table, foosball, air hockey, a couple of video games on the side, and your dance craze on the other side. So.
Very cool. Super fun room there.
And of course, people do get injured in space. It's a little bit dangerous. So you gotta have that. Gotta have your hospital ward. So obviously we got the operating room on one side. Someone's getting transported along the hallway. And then your MRI machine on the other side here. Poor Jimmy fell down. He's a little bit scared in the back. Mom and Dad trying to comfort him from inside.
I like the floor design there as well, kind of incorporating the blue tile lines.
Thank you. And then, obviously you gotta have your bio lab, right? So they've been doing a few experiments on the inside. So, they found the alien creature, as you can see in the back. The guy's in the decontamination chamber back there. And over here on the right, you can see that, doing some experiments, and one of them's trying to escape. He's got to fight him back with the little hatchet there. If you look real careful on the station that he's looking at right now, you have all the nice chemicals up top, for your chemistry, and then 2 bottles of liquor right there because, they do get a little bored.
And then each of these is held on just by string here?
Just the string so it doesn't fall down.
Okay. This is like the Technic hinges?
Right, and you have to do the double hinge so that when it gets up, it'll lock in place and not fall back, and then the hinges keep this from falling out. So... And the next one is just a basic landing bay. I haven't built the ship to go in here yet. Of course, you have your play features so that you can open it up, have your hookups. Got the airlock in the back.
Got that blue and gray with the kind of classic space feel.
Right. Always have to have the classic space feel, right? So, and then, you have your space mining, so you have ore processing going on. I probably spent way too much time figuring out what does an ore processing plant actually look like. So my wife's like, "What are you looking at all day today? I don't understand." So
this is important research.
It is. Got to be accurate.
So what is the machinery we have in here?
So you have some rock tumblers in the back to help separate things up by different size, and then on the left-hand side you have a leaching process, and then this big thing in the front with the conveyor belt, it's kind of like a shaker, so different weights of things will get separated out differently. So
It's amazing what all you can fit inside the station here.
there's a lot of room, especially up and down. But and of course, you got to store your stuff in space. But you just can't have a warehouse. You got to have the gunfight going on in the warehouse. So we're worried about the guy with the RPG setting it off. We're gonna have a little bit decompression, air decompression there. If you scan up just a little bit, you'll see the worker who is taking a nap up there. So
I love all the posters on the wall back there and the big rock monster head.
Right. I mean, why would you have a rock monster in space? I mean, come on. It's
lots of storage on the right side.
Yeah. And we have our mechanical room. So just. Oh, sorry. This is the only one that I have that I built off onto the door itself too. It's going to do that in the rest of them, but it got a little heavy. This whole mock weighs about 64 pounds, so it takes a little bit of effort to turn.
What all is in this room?
What he's looking at right now is the water filtration, and then just random machines that I don't have a name for right now. Oh.
That works. That's okay.
Yeah, random machines. There we go.
So that's incredible. I think that finishes out the rooms for us. So talk about kind of the broader build here and how this came together for you. Where did you kind of start with this whole build?
Well, I just started with the basic frame because I always wanted to do a rotating space station. And then it's like, well, I got to do something with all this room on the inside after I got the frame done. And that's when it just started getting heavier and heavier and heavier, obviously. But the challenge was being able to make it so it's structurally stable enough to be able to turn and not fall apart. So that took a little bit of time to figure out, but it wasn't too bad.
And what is kind of the core like in the build that's keeping this all together?
Well, if you want to come around to the side, I can kind of just show you, because everybody wants to know. And it's pretty easy. So in the middle, we just have 4 stability rods going all the way across so that it doesn't wobble, but you also have to have it connected into this yellow ring so it doesn't flex up and down. But the rest of it in the middle is empty, actually. So, but the floors themselves provides rigidity, so it doesn't flex. So.
And then these are kind of panels of pieces just kind of stacked up that you're able to angle and make the outside cover?
Right. They basically cover up the bars that hold it all together. So
a whole lot of technique there. Gives a lot of strength.
Yes, it does.
Do you have any idea how many pieces are in the whole build?
Not a clue. You just go to the pab wall and go, I need those, and get cups and cups of them. So.
And then, of course, the whole thing does roll as well. So what is the kind of rolling mechanism here that's able to sustain all that weight and continue to move the build?
Well, there's about 10 wheels on each side, and it just free floats on there. So it's not a lot of mechanical ability. I tried getting it to turn automatically with an engine, but it's too much weight for it. So I'll have to figure that out at a later time, hopefully. So.
More experimentation.
Yes. You're never done with your mock, right?
Right. And as you spin this to look at the different rooms and show it all off, does everything stay together pretty well, or how does that kind of work structurally?
It really stays together fairly well. Yeah. I was surprised about that, but Lego has really good clutch, so go Lego.
I love this. It's such a unique approach to a spaceship and a space station here to be able to rotate it like that. I think is a really neat idea. What are some of the other kind of details you added on the outside here and some of the elements you used?
So I have docking ports on each side. This side is the odd side. If you look, you have 1, 3, 5, and 7. And these are just little microships that you can take on and off as you wish. You got small windows for the people to look out from, and then, obviously you got to have your radar and communications stuff for that. Then some of it's just kind of some greebling and tried to make it so it wasn't just super plain on the outside.
And what is it like when you're transporting this to a show and getting this set up so it looks like this and you're able to turn it?
It just goes into a big crate, and I'm able to get that with a couple of people's help into the car and out of the car. I actually had to take the back seats out of my car for it to be able to fit. So
just all one big piece, though?
One big piece, because I wasn't smart enough to figure out how to be able to break it down and still have it structurally stable. Yeah.
So any other plans with the rooms on the build? Will they stay like they are for the future, or change anything up there?
I think the rooms will pretty much stay how they are. I might work a little bit on the doors to make them look a little bit nicer when I open it up. But other than that, I think it's mostly done. So if I get really ambitious, I might add lights, but we'll see.
Lights are always cool. They always make everything better.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Do you have any other plans to expand on kind of this universe of building style with like the rotation and add other spaceships or anything like that?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm still kind of recovering from this build right now. I'll go away from it for a while. I might come back to it. So.
Yeah. Well, excellent work here. I love to see such a unique approach to the space theme like this. So I'm so glad you were able to bring this out to the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.